Well, a big crowd and a noisy crowd as the New Trevians take on the Maine South Hawks. And right off the bat, it is awarded to Maine South. I'm not sure exactly why on the opening tip, but the Hawks will have it. Maine South going for their first Central Suburban South title, but they've only been in the Central Suburban South for the about 14 years. Before that, they were in the Central Suburban North. Shot no. Up and rolls it over the rim. Down on the floor. And jump ball. Alternate possession to the Trevians. And the new Trevians will gain possession right off the bat. Berman. Cook. Tabanis. To Berman. To JT. To Berman. Underneath. And up. No. That was Stashpanis with the shot. Up top. And throw it away. Trevians basketball. Berman. The Maine South crowd reminding Reed Berman of an air ball he had a month ago. Berman, spinorama, back out JT. Shot and a three by Stashpanis. And the Trevians with the early lead here. Now the Hawks with the basketball. Big crowd. Close to a sellout, though we're not using the stage gym today. Out of bounds. Possession retained by the Hawks. Up top. Back door. A little deucer. Berman inbounded it. Cook back to Berman. Reed Berman across the timeline. Berman. Up top, Stephen Cook. Cook goes into the paint, takes the shot. It was a little off. Got the rebound up and in. Caught it by Aaron Angel. And Angel with a chance at the three-point play and makes it. Trevians lead 6-2. Early in the going. Hawks with the basketball. Go for the back door and lost the handle. New Trier basketball. Cook to Berman. Reed Berman brings it across the timeline. Berman. And it was a little give and go play that didn't quite work, but Trevians retain possession. Berman. Inbounds it to JT. Back to Berman. And Reed Berman brings it back outside. JT to Stephen Cook. Back to JT. Jordan Thomas. Back to Stephen Cook. To the side. Go foul. And inside. Up and in on the deuce. By Reed Berman. To the side. Going for the long three. No. Cook with the rebound. Dished it off. Up top, Stephen Cook. Stashpanis. Berman on the side. Going for the threes. Cook and swisheree for three. And the Trevians lead 11-2 early on in the going. Hawks with the basketball. Last time the New Trier Trevians won conference, they were co-conference champions in 2009 and won it outright in 2007. last time. And another three by Cook, make it a 2. Last time Maine South won any conference championship in basketball was 99. The old Central and the Central Suburban North before the switch. Got the shot and the fall. Going for 3 the hard way. And gets it. And a couple of substitutions. Berman. JT to Cook. Cook puts it up, no. Trying to force it a little bit in the paint. On the side. And a push, a foul on Aaron Angel. Inbounded. And the shot, count it, and the foul. And a 3-point play. Cook inbounds it to Berman, back to Cook. JT. Reed Berman. To the side, back up top. Reed Berman. Well, in some ways, even though this is a battle for conference and for the conference championship, it's really kind of a meaningless game, other than for the pride of winning the Central Suburban South. Already set for where you're going to play in a Oh, a big block! Oh, Cook with a big block. Up ahead, and Cook again. Wow. With the foul. Stephen Cook with 2 humongous blocks. Like I said, you already know where you're playing in the playoffs. Etc. So, I mean, this is kind of like, while it's pride and school colors and all of that, I mean, it is, in a sense, a meaningless tune-up, but I suppose kind of an important one in the sense of big crowds and whatever. And kind of a playoff atmosphere up and in. And Stephen Cook with 2 tremendous blocks. Up and no. As the Trevians now, after a 13-2 run at the beginning, have had a little bit of a cold spell here. And a little traveling music, Maestro. Trevians basketball. Cook to Berman. Berman. JT back to Berman. Berman, no offensive foul. Although it looked to me like he moved into Berman, but now the Hawks with the basketball. Into the paint, takes the shot, no. Hawks with the rebound. Up top and over to the far side. Little jumper, no. And brought down by Hamas just into the game. Into the corner. And back up top. Hamas gave it to JT. Jordan Thomas. Shot, no. That was partially blocked. Try again, no. But JT goes to the line off the foul. And gets the first. And missed the second. Up top. Maine South is known to be a very deliberate sort of team. Dished it off, and the back door. In for the deuce. Far side. Back over here to the near. Back to the far. And going for the trade. Why didn't he also get the foul on that? He was pushed. And alley-oop at the buzzer. Nope. And the Trevians lead by 5 at the end of the first quarter. We'll be back with more here on the Metro Chicago Sports Network. Live life sober and safe. A message in the public interest from the Metro Chicago Sports Network. You know, the Metro Chicago Sports Network, we've been doing these games now for 26 years, and during the time we've had some rather interesting things go on in the game of baseball and football and whatever. And if you're not a regular viewer of our games, you've missed some rather bizarre plays and rather interesting things that have gone on over the years. And that's the point. You know, we do this for fun. It's not really, you know, it's about just enjoying the thrills of sports, and sometimes there are some very bizarre things that go on. You're out. Oh, yes, that's a state playoff game there. I watched the referee in this one. Whoops. Linesman getting in between. Bowling shot. This is one of the bad ones. He was okay, perfectly fine, but boy, it didn't look very good. A sun-blown single. And trip over first base, why don't you? So catch our games. The Metro Chicago Sports Network. We're on YouTube. And, of course, follow us. You never know what you might see during the sports seasons. 26 years of doing it. Maine South is inbounded it to start the second quarter. Trevians leading by 5 here. Over to the far side. Back over here near. Double team. Trap on the ball. Back up top. In. Tried to go in. Yeah, shot for the outside. No. Hawks with the rebound. Strong armed up, but the foul. And gets the first. And gets the second. Now up top. And Reed Berman will set the play deliberate. Cook, JT, back to Berman. Back to Stephen Cook. Up top. Berman. Now Cook in the corner. And Rosen, no, on the three. And the Maine South Hawks with the rebound. Maine South comes in the sectional, if we're going to talk about that sort of stuff. Come in the sectional as the, here's a 3, no, as the number 1 team in the Glenbrook North sectional. New Trier comes in as number 3, with Notre Dame as number 2. Berman. JT, yes, for the 3. Jordan Thomas. Over to the far side. Back over here to the near. To the corner. Back up top. Over to the wing. And tried for the steal, didn't quite work. Into the paint, up, and yes for the deuce. Thomas to Berman. Cook to Berman. Jordan Thomas. Rosen. Back to Berman. Rosen stops, can't get it to drop. And out of bounds, possession to Maine South. Hawks inbound it. Up top. Into the paint. Kick back out. Going for the 3 from the corner. No, wide to the right. And a block by Cook, but Hawks still got it and put it home. Reed Berman. Give it off to Stephen Cook. Ricky Samuelson just into the game, in for Rosen. On the side. Inside, up and no, but the foul. And Aaron Rosen goes to the line. Gets the first. And missed the second. On the side, into the paint, and the easy deuce. Reed Berman, cross the timeline. Up top, Rosen to Berman. Hamas just into the game, gave it off to Cook. On the side, going for the 3, no. That was Samuelson going for the 3. And the Trevians have really hit a dead spot here in their scoring from the floor. And going for the 3, yes. Swisheree for 3, ouch. Berman. Up top, Hamas, Rosen. To Hamas, to Berman. And Cook goes for the reverse. No, driving the baseline. To the side, going for another 3. No, wide to the right. Brought down by Hamas, and then Hamas got bumped and fouled. And some substitutions. Thomas to Berman. To Cook. Back to Berman. And Cook for 3. Last time these two teams met, Stephen Cook had 22 points. They will keep a very close eye on Stephen Cook. Hawks into the paint. Tried to strong arm it up. No. Out of bounds. And it is Trevians basketball. On the side, Cook. And they say Cook pushed off, I guess. No, there was a foul, but it wasn't on Cook. I think an illegal pick. Illegal block. Up top, Maine South Hawks with the basketball. And the foul, and it's a 1-and-1. And got them both. Cook to Berman. Trevians chasing a couple. Jordan Thomas back to Reed Berman. Berman. Rosen. Back top to Berman. And Trevian's going to hold it for the last shot here. And stolen. Back the other way, and wham, another one blocked by Cook at the buzzer. Wow. That's 3 sensational blocks by Cook, and we're at halftime. Trevians chasing 2, 25-23. We'll be back with more here on the Metro Chicago Sports Network. If you're going to drink, don't drive. If you're going to drive, don't drink. A message in the public interest from the Metro Chicago Sports Network. Trevians inbound to start the second half. Metro Chicago Sports Network on YouTube as well as on our cable affiliates. Check us out. Up top, Berman. Aaron Angel sets the pick underneath. Stashpanis with the deuce. And we're tied up at 25. Big crowd and a noisy one tonight. On the far side, top of the key. Back up top. Rotation by the Hawks. And it's a big-time 3. The winner of the Glenbrook North Sectional will play at Chicago State in the Elite 8 Super Sectional game. And I don't think anybody from the Glenbrook North Sectional is going to beat any of those teams that whoever it is that comes out of there. As Morgan Parks, Simeon, Whitney Young, somebody like that. Although stranger things have been known to happen. After all, it's high school basketball. Cook. And Cook lost the handle. And stolen back. Back door. Jordan Thomas up. Count it. And the foul. And JT gets a three-point play out of it. Hawks with the basketball. And Aaron Angel got a paw in there, but now the shot, no, short. Trevians back the other way. And Reed Berman had a little trouble with it. Dished it off. JT, spinorama, up short. And Maine South with the rebound. Over to the corner. Drive. No. Foul. And the first one's good. And the second one's good. 4-point. Hawk lead. Reed Berman. Berman. And the foul. Bumped a little too much. Berman. Banis in the corner. Back out top Berman. Reed Berman. Jordan Thomas back to Berman. Over in the corner. And going for a three was Cook. No. And it was a little wide to the right. Whoa. Nearly traveled. And the three. And the timeout taken. 7-point lead for the Hawks. Here at New Trier. Kick back out. And short. On the side, back out top. And the push with the forearm by Berman. Up top. Looking for somewhere to go with it. Cross. And having trouble finding an opening. Kick back out. Over here to the near side. Up top. On the rotation. And again out top. Ricky Samuelson about to check back in for the Trevians. Rosen guarding closely. Top of the key. Kick back out top. Maine South working the clock with the big lead. Underneath. Goes for the reverse. No, there's a foul, but Cook had blocked it, but it was the foul before the block. Gets the first. And Samuelson checks in. And got the second. the side. Now up for Berman. Cook. Trevians have not had much luck driving to the basket. And a block. And the foul. They have really had some problems in this game getting their shots. They did initially, and then in this game, and then the Hawks have clamped down on that. Cook. Bannis goes for the three and hits it from the outside. Switcheroo for three. And a big one to move the Trevians closer here. And stolen. Berman. And Rosen for the three. No. Put back, yes, by Bannis. And suddenly it's only a 4-point lead. Up top. The Hawks with the basketball. And stolen by the Trevians. To the side. Back top. Cook. And Cook with the deuce. From the paint. One hand push shot. Winding down the third quarter here. 2-point Maine South lead. And out top. Full house, large crowd, and a vociferous one. Here at Venerable Gates Gym. This building opened up in 1927. December 6th, 1927 was the first basketball game. Stepped on the line. Right out of bounds, Trevians basketball. And the shot, no, but the foul at the buzzer. And Berman missed the first of the three-point shot. Makes the second. Trevians down by a point. And we are tied at the end of the third quarter. Maine South and New Trier for the Central Suburban South Conference Championship. We'll be back with more in just a moment here on the network. Live life responsibly. Live life responsibly and sober. A message in the public interest from the Metro Chicago Sports Network. The Metro Chicago Sports Network is now seen on the World Wide Web on YouTube. Check out some of the great games of the past and so much more. We're on the Metro Chicago Sports Network, and check us out, YouTube, and you're on your local cable affiliates. This is the Metro Chicago Sports Network. We go to the fourth quarter, and the Maine South Hawks have inbounded it. We're tied at 37. Shot was short. Trevians with the rebound. Back the other way quickly. Berman up and no. Up on the fingertips, and now the foul on Bannis. A little too rambunctious after the rebound. Hawks with the basketball. Metro Chicago Sports Network coverage. And an offensive foul. And Trevians get the basketball back. Berman dished it off. And an illegal block on Aaron Rosen. On the corner. Up, no. And the foul from behind. Hawks with the basketball. Fourth quarter. Turn around, take the jumper in and out. And Cook with the rebound. Cook dished it off, and going for the three was Berman. And a little short. Goes to the back door, Spinorama up and in for the deuce. JT inbounds it to Reed Berman. Back to JT. Stephen Cook. Back to Berman. Rosen. To Berman. Kicked back out. Rosen goes for the three. No. That's a little off. Well, the Trevians have not had a very good job penetrating, but so they're trying for the threes and they're not hitting those. Up and in. Nice give and go play. Berman to Samuelson to finish it off. On the side. And the shot blocked. First one, second one also deflected out of bounds. They said last touch by the Trevians. Hawks inbound. Drive the lane. Tried to go back door. Loose on the floor. Jump ball. Alternate possession to the Trevians. Cook to Berman. Berman across the timeline. Gave it to Cook. Cook tries to drive the baseline. Now kick back out high. Back to Cook. Back Thomas to Berman. To Thomas. To Cook. To Berman. Cook. Kicked over. Jordan Thomas. Thomas with the shot. No. Try for the putback. And yes, by Aaron Rosen. And a timeout taken. Trevians lead by 2. Over to the side. Shot no. Traveling. Trevians basketball. Berman. Give it to Stephen Cook. Back to Berman. JT. Samuelson. To Berman. To Stephen Cook. Over here on the near side, Cook. Rosen. Samuelson, spinorama, up and in from the paint. And the Trevians with a 4-point lead here. Little fadeaway, no. And a foul on Berman. Got the first. And goes for the second. Made them both. Cook to Samuelson, back to Cook, over to the far side, back to Cook, and Berman in a little bit of foul trouble now. On the side, Rosen back up top. Trevians have a couple of players in a little bit of foul trouble. Samuelson to Berman. JT to Cook. Up top, Berman to Cook. To Jordan Thomas, back to Cook. To Berman. And Trevian's going to take a timeout. Minute 55 left to play. 2-point Trevian lead in regulation. Berman. Last time they went to OT. And kicked away, and it's Trevians basketball. Inside, no. Traveling by Cook. Now the inbound. Inside, and they say Trevians touched it. No, they said there was a foul. I don't know. Got the first. Got the second. And we're tied up at 43. Samuelson, now Cook. JT. Up top for Cook. Back to JT. Stephen Cook with the basketball. And Trevian's going to hold it for the last shot here. Over to the far side. Back up top. And throw it away. Ugh. Hawks with the basketball. Inside. And a big time block. I think that was Cook again. 5 seconds left. Maine South gets the ball under their basket. Kicked out top to the side. The shot, no. Brought down, loose, and we go to overtime. Tied at 43. We'll be back with more basketball action, the overtime, right after this on the Metro Chicago Sports Network. Texting while driving is illegal in Illinois. Stop the text. Stop the wrecks. A message in the public interest from the Metro Chicago Sports Network. And we go to the jump ball to start the overtime, and the Hawks win the draw. On the side, back up top. To the near side. Maine South with the basketball. Everyone will be very deliberate, make sure they get their shots. Shot no, blocked. Couldn't strong arm it up. And stolen, back the other way. Up and in for the deuce. And Maine South leads by 2. Jordan Thomas. Cook back to Thomas. Reed Berman's fouled out. Jordan Thomas over to the far side. Back up top. Cook. Jordan Thomas. Back to Cook. Back to Thomas. Aaron Rosen. Aaron Angel to the side. Cook with the shot. No. And boy, it sure looked like Aaron Angel was fouled from behind there, but they didn't call it. Hawks on the far side. Maine South going to work with their 2-point lead here in the overtime frame. On the side. Kick up top, and Cook with the foul. Missed the front end of the one hand, but the Hawks got the rebound back. Maine South, and stolen away by Jordan Thomas, but he touched it last. Oh, almost carried it. And a minute 13 left. Timeout was taken by the Hawks. The shot blocked. Put back is good. Back to Cook. Ricky Samuelson. Back to Cook. To Samuelson. And Trevians take a timeout. JT. On the side. Cook. Jordan Thomas. And going for the three. Oh, yes, Biggie. And it's a 1-point Hawk lead. There's some of the True Blue Trevian crew here tonight. Up top. On the side. And the foul. That's the 10th two-shot foul. We're in overtime. Full house. Missed the first. Big crowd. They've been noisy throughout. And the second one's good. Cook to Thomas. Back to Stephen Cook. Cook, and he loses it. Timeout. And Maine South will inbound. And immediately the foul by Hymas. Misses the first. Rosen checks back in for the Trevians. And the second one is good. Cook up ahead. Bannis, and Bannis gets fouled. They have a foul to give. Just a few seconds left here in OT. And Rosen goes for the three. No, and that'll do it. And the Maine South Hawks have won the Central Suburban South by 3 over the New Trier Trevians. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Stick around for more sports action here on the Metro Chicago Sports Network. Trevians lose to the Maine South Hawks for the second time this season in overtime. That'll do it for us for this broadcast and for all of us. We say as always, so long, everybody.